I'm 27 years 27 years old now, and I was born in Patlikul in India. This is a Tibetan word Semshuk. It means like inner strength or courage. This is there because I was on the march, march back to Tibet in 2008, and during the end of the march, like when we were all arrested, we came back to Dharamsala. I had this feeling like most of the participants were really discouraged, because we promised ourselves that we will go back to Tibet, and this was not fulfilled. So everyone seemed so discouraged, and even for myself, I was feeling really sad and frustrated and all that. So at that time, I got this tattoo, and when I got this tattoo in my mind, I was wanting to tell everyone that we should not we must be strong. Like, we shouldn't be discouraged. Nothing can discourage our inner strength, like our love for our country, all the struggles that we are making to get back our country and all that. So we have to be strong. We cannot be like sad and emotional or like that. We have to be strong. So that's why I got this tattoo. Whenever people see this tattoo, I wish that they will it remind them of what we are struggling for. The march was started by the five biggest NGOs in India in exile, like the Tibetan Women's Association, the Tibetan Youth Congress, and the SFT, and the National Democratic Party, and the Kuchusum. So it was all started. And during that time, I was actually in Delhi working as a nurse in a hospital. And I heard about this because I have been on, before that I have been on a march from Bangalore to Madras organized by the Tibetan Youth Congress. And from that on, I knew some people who are always participating in marches and all that. So through them, I came to know that there's going to be another big march, and usually we have marches from this to that, like that, but it was never like back to Tibet. And also the march promised that we won't back up, no matter what, we won't back up. So it was like either that, like that, because we knew that once we get back into Tibet, we will be killed, and it was a big decision. And so I just decided. I didn't consulted my parents or no one. I just gave up the work, and I just came back to Dharamsala. And I met with the Youth Congress guys because I know them the best. And so it started on 10th March 2008 from Dharamsala, and we started working, and we worked for more than about 100 days. The sad thing was that I couldn't be till the end of the march. Biggest arrest was like when more than 300 or around 360 people were arrested. 50 of them were allowed to move further, and the rest had to be, we were arrested and we were sent back. So I was among the others because I was the volunteer nurse. So wherever there's more people, I have to be with the more people, because and also during the arrest there were like monks who were really sick and who fainted and all that. So I had to be with my patients. This tattoo is when we came back. We were returned to Dehradun. We were camping in Ponda Sahib. I wanted there was this guy who had tattoos all over his hands. Actually, I didn't. I wanted Pö only, means Tibet, on the inner side. But he was a small guy, and he didn't had all these machines, so he was just doing it with some Walkman or like that. So he said he was afraid of doing it at the inner side because it will hurt me more. I told him I want a fist, because a fist is like the strength. It's a symbol of strength. So I got it there when we were camping, and this one I actually got after that big march. We again had another march actually, and that was organized by Tenzin Suyi, is an activist, and him and there's another Rinpoche. So they both started we had because as I said, we were discouraged and all that, and we were frustrated, so we wanted to move further, and that's why we created a group, and we all got together and we started marching again. But it was not like a march, it was more of a secret march. We again got arrested, and then I came back, and so, because I gave up my work and all that, so I had nothing to do, and I wasn't I was really frustrated. So I went back home, but my parents were so sad and so excited to get me back, because they thought that something must have happened to me, because I never kept contacting them. And so I stayed there for 2-3 days, and then I came back because I wanted to work as a volunteer in Tibetan Hope Center to teach English to the newcomers from Tibet, because it is also a good thing to do, you know. I was happy that I could help my society in any way. This Simshuk. Yes. Well, my mom did, and at first, as in Tibetan culture, we don't get tattoos because it have deep meanings. If you get a tattoo, you won't. When you die, your spirit can't escape your head, or like that, you know, escape your body. So when she first saw it, she was like, "Oh my God, what you did!" And then I explained her what it means, and then she was like, "Why don't you get it in English?" She wanted more people to know about it, because people, Tibetan people, we all know about our struggle and everything, but she wanted others to know as well that how much the Tibetan peoples are struggling for their freedom and all that. So and my dad was cool with it.
So, right now, we're not showing your face. Why?
That's because I have a big dream, going to and participating in the march, giving up my career. Everything had a reason. And the first reason obviously was to do something for my country. And the second reason, I cannot go and fight and all that because I don't want to fight or like that, you know. But the second thing is I want to go back to Tibet. That was my biggest dream. Since from when I started growing up, and I was studying in the school, and all my friends, most of them were from Tibet. And I hear their story, and it's most of the times sad, but it's also beautiful, what they do when they are in Tibet. They were mostly nomads, like that. So they had beautiful stories to tell me, and I always wanted to go back and see what it is like in Tibet, because even now I feel when I first step in Tibet, it will be different. It's not like here. Actually, it will be like here, but for me, it will feel so different, like I'm in heaven or something like that. And I feel the earth will smell different, and it will be all different. And so that was my dream. And if I show my face and all that, because even now I dream of going back, you know. And I've already participated in march and all that, and I'm suspicious that the Chinese will already have my pictures of me participating in the march and all that. Once I get into Tibet, it doesn't matter at all. Whatever happens to me or like that, it doesn't matter, because I've already told my parents when I participated in the march, and when they came to know that I was in the march, I told my parent that it is okay. I told my parent, it is okay, because you have 6 kids. So you are giving up your 1 kid to the nation. It is okay, and you should be proud like that. So I still feel like they have made their mind about me, because I mean I'm their kid, and it's harsh for them. But still, they know me very well. They know, and they worry, but they know as well. So I'm confident that once I get into Tibet, if anything happens to me, they will only be proud of me.